So, you got talked over. You had a great idea for a joke or a story and decided to share it only to be cut off by the loudest, most charismatic person in the group. That punch to the gut sets in. That feeling of being wronged. You glance around, hoping someone else noticed. Surely someone must have. But as you scan their faces, you realize everyone has moved on. They're all nodding, laughing, completely focused on whoever cut you off, while you sit there invisible. Your eyes shift back to the orator, and you feel equal parts curiosity and frustration. I guess he's just a natural at this, huh? Nobody else seems to mind, so why should I? I had a friend like that in college, Michael. Michael had a knack for making the entire room pay attention to him. Meanwhile, whenever I tried, I'd stutter, pause too long, and by the time I formed my thoughts, Michael was already commanding the room again. For the longest time, I believed that's just how groups are. There's a confident person, and there's, well, me. I figured some people are born to shine, while others aren't. Then I realized I was just as capable as he was. I just had the social skills of Simple Jack back in college.
Got a good brain.
That constant cutting you off, by the way, it's not always innocent. It's power play. In any group, attention is power. That smooth-talking orator isn't just witty because that's who they are. They know attention feeds their validation, and they want to keep it, even if it means trampling over you. That's how these people get idolized or put on a pedestal. I fell for it too, until I started studying power dynamics, and realized I'd been giving away my own voice. So, if you're in a group where you can't finish a sentence and you secretly crave that spotlight, ask yourself, is chasing their approval actually worth it? Because if you jump in half-heartedly, hoping for crumbs of attention, you'll only look desperate. You'll fail. But if you decide it's worth it, if being talked over gnaws at you and replays in your mind, then commit to changing it. It won't fix itself, no winging it either. Here's how. Step 1. Learn what's actually interesting to talk about. I'm serious. Read about conversation skills. Write down story ideas. Refine them. Top comedians do this, constantly polishing jokes, writing down their material so they sound effortless. Being natural is usually the result of practice. These social skills can be studied just like math or history. Step 2. In parallel, study your Michael, the person who dominates the conversation the second they walk in. Observe them meticulously, their favorite meal, how they dress, who they look at first when they talk, what they're passionate about. Now, don't do this to become their clone. Copying someone else is unsustainable. Instead, watch for patterns. Then, if they cut you off, you'll know precisely how and when to assert yourself. Look at Eminem, for example. He didn't become a rap battle legend by luck. He memorized the entire dictionary, studied opponents, and learned their weak spots. When he stepped up, he knew exactly what to say. Confidence isn't a gift. It's earned through preparation. And guess what? Your opponent loves to talk. So confident in their ability to own the room that they're giving you information nonstop. Opinions, insecurities, jokes. They're laying their entire playbook in front of you. But here's the twist. None of that matters if you're not really listening. You must listen fully. Stop rehearsing your next comment. Stop letting your ego take over. If you don't want to embarrass yourself the moment you speak, listen selflessly to what's being said. Hear what the group finds compelling. Notice how people respond and laugh. Pay attention to what draws them in. That's how you'll know when and how to steer the conversation back to you, naturally and confidently. Now, I know some people will say, don't make a fuss. Turn the other cheek. It's childish to let it bother you. Or, he's my friend, I don't want to go that far. But ignoring what you feel isn't mindfulness, it's denial. If you sense regret or anger building, acknowledge it. Pushing it down only makes it stronger over time. Mindfulness is about recognizing what's there so you can respond instead of react. However, don't rush in the moment they finish a sentence, blurting out something like, "Hey, remember that thing you said 3 days ago?" That screams desperation. It shows they're living in your head rent-free. And once they know that, they'll play it to their advantage. Keep your cards close. Nobody can read your mind unless you show them. Wait, they will slip. They always do. When the timing is right, you step in calmly and own that moment. If guilt surfaces, let it come. If you feel bad about calling them out, that's normal. But don't forget, they didn't wake up one day with rock-solid confidence. They built it deliberately, often by cutting off and trampling people like you and me. Recognizing that isn't bitterness, it's clarity. You realize you were never on equal footing. They were never a real friend if they steamrolled your voice. And if we're talking acceptance or mindfulness, then accept that you've been sidelined. Accept that you allowed it to happen. And accept that it ends here. It's not just about what they deserve. It's about what you deserve rightfully. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to your own space. Thanks for watching and have a pleasant day.